I have no clue how this works on my phone, but I just really felt like going live this morning. So that's what I'm gonna do, what I'm doing. And my focus really is on going with the flow. It is really on going with the flow. And I am in my head a lot. So I think that what is key in that for me personally, because everyone is different, of course. What is key in that for me personally is that I focus on at least things that I used to like, because energy can really be off. Energy can really tell you that you have no strength to do what you planned to do. This is all stuff that I'm seeing in my journey, and to keep hearing from doctors, it's all about making a day at home. You're gonna have to stay at home. You're gonna have to remain at home. Because, as harsh as it sounds, but I cannot even cross a road by myself. I need help with that. I am sitting in a wheelchair as we speak. I get help with pretty much everything, which to me is a scary thing, that the coloring that I'm doing right now, that for me is a big, big thing. That for me resembles freedom, to try and work toward peace in my head, because my head is always on, always running, always wanting to do things that actually, in all reality, if I'm honest to myself, I would have to tell myself that I cannot do the things that I want to do. And that is a difficult thing to realize. That is a difficult thing to, funny one, a difficult thing to accept, that I have to accept it. It's a difficult thing to accept that I have to accept it. And I have to accept it. I'm not there yet. I am in therapy. I do the homework that I get. I'm also in physical therapy. And I asked there the question the other day in physical therapy. Why do I get so worn out? Because I really was worn out from a simple exercise. Just putting down my hand, folding my hand over my hand, and then pushing my fingers. that really makes me tired to a level of running a marathon. Feels the exact same to me. And my therapist explained that to me as in you are hypermobile. You are hypermobile, so your body is 24/7 fighting to have good posture. I think that that's the way to put it. It's 24/7 fighting to stay in the correct posture. And when you're then doing exercise, which apparently for my level a very difficult exercise, for anyone else it would be, why does that make you tired? Coloring is really big for my hands already. What I'm doing right now, I feel that in every muscle. Every muscle. There we go. I had to moderate there for a bit. And I also see that this is a bit of a new platform for me. So I'm learning. But it is baby steps. It is definitely baby steps. And I'm trying to reach 50 subscribers on the Ashiwashi channel, my vlogging channel, so that I can go live there and keep all the topics on the dedicated channel. Because I can understand that this is my music channel, that it's confusing when topics cross platform. Thank you for the like. I am coloring at the moment, and I'm talking about some things that I've noticed in my process of being chronically ill and the therapy that I'm having. But this is the coloring that I'm coloring in. Thank you. I've also had I realized what it is like to really actually accept to be ready to work on yourself instead of hurrying through a process. I very often have started a project and then did all the homework without feeling through it. But now I can also honestly tell my therapist, I'm not yet where we want me to be. I am not yet where we want me to be. So, can we explore what it is that I need. And that for me is such a significant step, such a big step, because it is not fun to be literally sitting at home staring at a wall for 2 years straight. That is the past 2 years for me. I've been sitting at home staring at a wall. And then to realize I may not ever be able to go outside by myself. I always have my partner who helps me. To explain why I cannot go outside by myself, I have seizures. And if they happen outside, for example, imagine you crossing a road and then getting a seizure. That is why I always have my partner with me, and that is also part of the reason why I'm in a wheelchair. But it is so big for me to give myself the space and just go, okay, we're not yet where we want me to be, but we can make baby steps. We can definitely make baby steps to get to where we want to be. For example, I'm very perfectionistic. So my brain, while doing this talking on YouTube, is analyzing. Is my head good in the frame? Am I saying what I should be saying? Did I think everything through correct? And I'm also working on being a bit softer toward that side of me. To not be as harsh toward myself. Because I'm from the Netherlands. Because I can tell myself I cannot do X, Y, Z because I'm wheelchair bound. But I can also tell myself it is okay, we will find a way and we will create a design that can work for me. So that I can have a proper day. I can speak Dutch, yeah. But I prefer to speak English because English is my comfort language. So I'm also gonna keep it English. Dat is helemaal prima, maar ik hou het op Engels. I really find it funny how people can be surprised when they hear you speak a language and they want to hear you speak that other language. as if you have to prove yourself in a way. But I don't need to prove myself. Yeah, I need to prove myself to myself, but not to anyone else. Like, so long I am happy with myself, it is all good. I have been people pleasing for the longest time. And to be honest, of course, I'm gonna have fallbacks with it, right? With the people pleasing, but I'm done. I'm done with people pleasing. So when I am like clear about wanting to speak English, when I'm clear about wanting to speak English rather than switching to Dutch, then I think that I've made a clear boundary that the language here is English. And I'm like taking these live streams as a way of documentation of my journey where I stand. Though I would prefer to do this on my vlogging channel, which I linked in the description. So if I reach 50 subscribers on that channel, then I can go live on that channel. And with that, do this more. I think personally that my vlogging channel is more organized. But that's a pretty good example to begin with. Setting boundaries is something that you pretty much start with when you start treatment. And that's also a fun little stigma kind of thing. People have ideas of treatment, right? They have a set view of treatment in their head, which is usually connected to addiction. And I'm in treatment for something else. And I find it really interesting to then see the psychology behind that in others and to see their train of thought. And I'm just doing these streams here right now to let my brain flow, and I'm gonna see how it's gonna design itself to be eventually. But I noticed that I would like to be able to look back on my journey that I'm having right now. the battling of the seizures, the self image, the setting boundaries, the watching myself set a boundary, little things like that. And I say little, but they can be really big things for someone. Like for me, it is really big to be talking for the time that I'm talking. 20 minutes is a long time. And to learn that it's okay to fall silent every now and then so that the people that are listening can also process what you're saying. I always thought with the coloring, like, oh, that's only gonna take like 5 minutes or something like that. I'll have that done quickly. And then to see, no, I don't have that done quickly. Actually, the drawing that I'm coloring in right now, I've been working on for 2 days already. Which, when I was younger, I would be ashamed about, because someone that is way younger than me would finish a drawing like this within the hour. And here I am needing multiple days because of my health issues. And it's, I think, a good thing to reflect on, to let myself know that it is okay. And I just realized that I colored a bit that I wanted to do a lighter brown color, but it's okay. I'll go with the flow. I will just go with the flow. Right now, I am processing for myself a bit as to what I want to address still, because I'm gonna be honest, I did not prepare anything. I just wanted to see how this was going to go. I wanted to see how this would feel, if this was my thing, if I could do this more often, stuff like that. And with the coloring, I am now doing the outline so that I don't mistake other areas. Is there anything else that I wanted to mention? Because I wanted to go live for at least half an hour. That will be in 5 minutes time. It's also a good exercise to learn to speak my mind. And to really stand behind what I speak. Because this is life after all. Oh, I can be skittish when I hear something. And I'll go in depth about that later. Because I don't stand behind trauma dumping all at once. But bit by bit, step by step, everybody is gonna get there. And yes, it can be really boring and frustrating to simply only be able to sit and stare at the wall. I mean, I've done it for 2 years straight. I have been sitting and staring at a wall for 2 years. But I think that this teaches me to get a view on what I am comfortable with sharing and what I'm not comfortable with sharing. And with that, get more insight on my boundaries, which is so underrated, but so important to have a good overview of what your boundaries are. I noticed that my energy levels are dropping again, so I'm gonna have to round this off in a bit. But I made my half hour of talking, so that is a thing that I get to be grateful for today. And it is little tiny wins like that. It is about collecting wins for yourself. Because believe me, I've had the times on which I just have been sitting and thought nothing is going the way that it should. Today is so crappy. I dislike today, that sort of speech. I've had those days more than enough, and I still have these days every now and then. And I think that that's perfectly normal, that that is part of this process, and that everybody has feelings like that. And I also think that the art is in learning to regulate this in a way that is comfortable to you. And learning to stand for what you need and to then actually go and get that thing that you need. I think that that is a very, very special progress, a very special situation to stand still by. Anyway, this is how far I got for today. I will now have tea and breakfast, and I will see you guys in the next one.